Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we've got a huge program for you. We're going to be looking at Winks in full, an unabridged version of her winning the Cox Plate, because it was a momentous occasion, a momentous racing feat. And despite what the English might say and some of their journalists might say, this is the best racehorse in the world. When you watch her demolish some of the best around, you've got to believe that. Kev, nice to have you with me today.
Thanks, James. Yeah, talking about Matt Chapman stuck his foot in it at the press interview, and he had to get on he had to go on course and kiss the owner's feet afterwards. But he's a man of his word. But that's what journalism is all about, James. You know, you like to ruffle the feathers a little bit. Listen, but when you're playing with wings, you're ruffling the wrong feathers because listen, they did go with good horses there. Yeah. They had every chance, but she is a machine, isn't she? An
absolute machine. Anyway, we'll talk about her more in the thing, but getting to sport, I see at last your boss got one across a poor side.
He's going to die of a heart attack. He's losing his hair. He's playing...
and he is a vain man, so you know it's not going to help.
Defence for the last 15 minutes. It should have been 3-1 up, and then we had the cushion, but then they had to, as he said in the press interview afterwards, the boys had to suffer, which they did, and then in the last minute, as you know what happened against Chelsea last week, 96 minutes, corner came in, he went and sat down, I could see his heart was pounding, he just knew if this goes in now, then he's doomed.
Smalling was lucky not to get sent off for that challenge in the box. That was a bad challenge.
It was a stupid challenge.
Never even got close to the ball.
I think
and the other one didn't look like a penalty to me.
That was also controversial as well. Well, normally when penalties aren't supposed to be penalties, the keeper saves him. Yeah. And he did, he saved it, but unfortunately, don't put it back on podcast. He's a great player. Podcast, he seemed to be coming to he controlled a lot of the game yesterday, him and Mata, in the midfield. But yeah, it was interesting. Everton, you're supposed to hammer them. You're not supposed to give them 2-1. You know, you're supposed to give them 4-1.
If you Manchester United of old, not Manchester United now. Manchester United now are losing patrons.
And very interesting afterwards, listening to the presenters afterwards, that Sanchez, they paid a lot of money for him, and Martial's come in now. For Sanchez to take Martial's place now, it's just about impossible. So Sanchez has to now really look.
Don't start with Sanchez. We should never have sold him. He was with us.
We've got him now. He's on the bench. He's going to have to change his position because he's not going to get in front of Martial. No. Martial has had 5 kicks at the ball and scored 4 times in 4 games.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Sanchez is he's a worker. He just works.
They need him in the midfield at the back there, just
just pushing through.
So I think that's what's going to happen.
Will you get hold of your manager and tell him that?
I think if he can't see it and doesn't listen to everybody else, then he's unconscious.
The most important news of the weekend.
Sharks.
Sure. What? And this time last week, Lav said to me, the province, I said, those mountain goats, I'm telling you, the Sharks will beat them.
Sharks
and they beat them.
Collateral form.
Yeah.
Sharks beat the Bulls.
Yeah.
The Bulls went to Western Province and they had to play extra time to beat the Bulls. We beat them on collateral form. We had them cold. And the Dupree brothers. Wow, what
the whole Dupree family.
The family. Okay,
they own the bloody Sharks.
But I mean, how good is Dan Dupree? And how strong is he? He's a legend.
Just bulldozers. I'm telling you.
So 3 great players. We're lucky as. Robert Dupree played for the Western Province in the final last year, winning it. This year he plays in the final with the Sharks, winning it. So he's got a little bit of history. But very impressed. I think.
Did you watch the under-21 game first?
No, I watched the under-19 game. That was better. We were Sharks unbeaten in the whole tournament.
Is that so?
Yeah, the under-21 was the Lions from the Bulls.
Lions gave them a hiding.
Yeah, they were never, but they were. Lions are very strong in under-21. I love watching the under-19s, under-21s. I watch them as often as I possibly can. But the Sharks under-19s, some monsters coming through, something to look forward to. But unbeaten in the whole season. The
disappointment of the Sharks side was Thomas du Toit getting out-scrummed by that guy who hasn't played for a long time. Thomas du Toit, I thought he was going to be the best prop I've ever seen.
He's a tank. He's a monster.
But he got out-scrummed. He got pushed all over the place.
Yeah, it's funny. Maybe they got a little trick up their sleeves. They must have done their homework. But he's a monster, Thomas. Thomas the Tank du Toit.
Yeah. Well, let's go from the Shark Tank, which is a place of great jubilation, to the race tank, and we'll go and show you what we've got to follow. Right, when you go to Durbanville, which is a tight little track, and you find a Silvano filly out of a very good race mare trained by Glenn Cotson, having its first start, called Princess Penelope, you have a close look at it. And I must tell you, this was a very, very good run. Princess Penelope, 12:50, first run on the 23rd of October. Let's go pick her up at the start. She's got the red cap. And there's two in the Drakenstein colours, and I think the other one is a filly that I think I'm going to follow over a bit more ground. Azeri's son, but this drops him behind with the red cap, gets onto the fence. Nice ride.
Nice ride, yeah. Unfortunately, we've got no audio to show you, but first timer on the fence on a tight track. James, you've got to watch her. There she is, just coming into the picture. You can see she's a little bit outpaced, but beautiful action. You can see her.
Well, they don't go any pace. You can see the front lot are all being held up. The filly in front is cantering. And she's about 6 or 7 off them, but she does switch out. And the last 150 or so, she starts to make up some real good ground. She's still on the fence. She comes right out.
She's 2 from the outside now with the red cap. Craig Zaki up. He's not hard on her. You can see her coming head on now. She's got an absolutely beautiful action.
Yeah.
She's very well bred. As we said, Princess Victoria was a champion herself. She's dying for a mile, this filly, and one to follow. Just watch Craig right on the outside over here with the red cap. Gives her a little bit of a backhand. Look at this action, James. She's absolutely amazing. She looked like she might run 4th there. Boom.
Gets up to run 3rd under Hans ride.
Nearly run 2nd, James. Over a mile at Kenilworth now. I think this was the last Durbanville meeting.
Yeah.
I got to Kenilworth, a nice long straight. She draws well. Even in a 14 or a mile. Should be a hard horse to beat. But you're going to have Richard Ferree on next time. Maybe Craig keeps the ride. You never know. But I think Richard Ferree will ride her. And whatever odds she is, she's worth taking a little bit of that.
The next one we found is at the Vaal on the inside track. 25th of October, we got back to race there. And I think this is Lucky Hoodlarkus.
Stuart Pettigrew.
Stuart Pettigrew, our mate Stewie. A very, very nice filly by Path Fork out of the Highlands mare, Savannah Breeze, bred by Highlands. The last one was bred by the Drakenstein who owned her. And this is a very nice filly, Rustling Leaf. Have a good look at her action. She's got a beaut. Right in the middle of the picture, let's pick her up there. She got the red cap, I think it is, and she's got the black and red and white colours. Falls out the pens.
Falls out the pens. Owned by our good friend, Dr. Aidan Glynn.
Aidan's got a partnership. That's right.
Aidan broke down with his 3 kids and bought a horse, so he's got 4 kids now. But there she is, virtually at the back of the field now. You can see it's too sharp for her. She's by Path Fork. She's virtually at the back of the field. Also, James, I like these ones you found. They've got good actions. You know, you just look at their legs, and you can see. I mean, look at this action. She's floating along there. But Ian van Skalkyk's got a share in her as well. So this must be in Aidan's colours. It's called the Master Class Syndicate. But there she gets. She's 4 from the outside with the red cap, red sleeves. Not very, runs through them like a knife through butter. Absolutely runs through to them to now. And
yeah, it looks like she's definitely going to run in the first 2, but then she just loses her action. When you see the camera angle change, she's 2nd here, and the camera angle changes, she just like loses her action. She's there now.
She is right on the outside. You can see her now. She just goes through that flat spot, James. Guys giving her 1 or 2. Gave her 1 or 2 in the left. Now in the right, 1 or 2. Not very aggressive with her. Looks like but look at this action, and she looks like she runs out a bit of puff as well. So one to keep her eye on. I mean, that's a good run there. It's looking for it. It's looking to go a trip. James.
Well,
it's
out of Badgerland, man.
It's looking to get around the bend.
No doubt, but very nice one, and good luck to Aidan and the whole team. We're hoping that they have a winner soon.
Well, Stewie gets them right, and I think Aidan does all the vet work there as well. So it's nice. You see Ralph Katzwinkel and the vets here always put their money where their mouths are.
Good to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
McVeigh, he's a big owner, that McVeigh, and he's got a lot of kids too.
He's got 6
Head
kids.
boy at Hilton. You know,
good rugby player.
You should have sent him to a decent school, but anyway, Hilton second
Glen Ashley Primary.
Second best. Right, let's go and look at the third one. Alistair Gordon. just started a bit of a trot, young Alistair, and this one won extremely well. It ran 2 very good barrier trials, Torbanite. We had to put her in. She's by Toreador, one of our favourite stallions, out of a mare called Plutonium, bred by Bush Hill Stud. Let's go and pick this one up at the start. Anton, just perfect.
At his best, at his best. Anton, absolutely deadly. Hops them out. He's one of the few jockeys that very seldom doesn't get them out the gates. Gets to the front, and now it's just the controlling. Just control this whole race.
Yeah.
Control the race. The horse that the money came for was number 3, By the Way, sitting second with Warren Kennedy from the Gavin van Zyl yard. Also a lovely filly, big action. I thought also maybe needed Babawa also wants a little bit further, but Anton Marcus here now, he's going an absolute half pace. He knows, Warren knows he's got to keep an eye on Anton now. He's the horse to beat. Everything else behind him is virtually under pressure now. And when you see Anton sitting halfway down Gravel Polytrack straight, you know he's got a double handful.
He turns for him, he's got a handful, hasn't he?
He just pinches that length and a half, and then he just waits here. All right, let's see who's got a little bit of energy. Let's see who can get to me now. He's waiting, nothing's coming, and Anton, I think he's looking at the big screen in front of him. Most jocks do, and you can just see the other horses under pressure. It's now time. Right, let's rattle this one up. Alistair Gordon's had a bit of a rough patch at the moment. He's had two meetings, one Friday night, one tonight, both Anton Marcus, and really won a good race. And if you look where the third horse is, not even in the race.
Not in the race.
So there's actually 2 to follow there. You can have a Turbinite and By the Way.
Yeah, as a jockey, you watch a big screen? When you're riding, there are always screens on the racetrack. There's screens on the side normally.
No, the Gravel one's right in front of you, and it's huge. And you can peep over and just have a see where your opposition is.
What about those ones on the side, like in Dubai? You got that big screen on the side.
Well, a lot of guys look at that. You see guys even winning the World Cup, they have a look to see where their opposition is. Yeah, you just have a peep. Hong Kong, you got the same too. Happy Valley, you can just have a peep at the screen. Yeah, you do peep at the screen.
Commentator, can you hear his voice?
You can hear it sometimes, James. I must be honest. I mean, I've won 2 Julys. I've never heard a commentator.
Yeah.
And I mean, but there's a roar of the crowd, and that you don't even hear. Excuse me, you don't even hear the crowd. I think you just go into a complete switch off. And it happens, but when you go past the post, then you hear everything. Yeah. And if you run second and third, then you hear the abuse as well. So it's one of those things you've got to live with.
You never got abused, kid.
I got abused, and then I get home and my wife abuses me.
At least you won one drive. Let's go and have a look at what shouldn't happen. Well, the weather's turning good in Durban, swimming season's arrived, and all the right horses are getting out there, getting ready to go and have a swim. If you look at Snaith's horses, they can swim already. Snaith, Bass, they all go to the beach, Crawford, and they don't need flippers and water wings.
Friday mornings used to be my favourite morning at the old Millerton. We used to walk the horses, get on your filly, maybe Takata or Huberg or one of those. You get on your filly.
Bareback and go.
No, we take the saddles with them.
Did you? No, we used to go bareback.
No, we take the saddles with them, and then you go and trot them and hack canter them for 2 kilometres up the beach, and then walk them back in the water. Oh, it is just the most amazing thing. And James, when we used to go back to stables at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if you put your hand on those joints, they're still cold from walking in at sea. Ice cold. And unbelievable therapy for a horse. Mentally, sometimes the tide going out, they get a bit wobbly. I've seen them go down once or twice. And when one falls over in the sea, I mean, if you've got 15 grooms, they give it to him. And the poor guy's got to go home wet, and he's got water in his gumboots and that. But it used to be like, who's going to go in the water today, you know? So, but those were Friday afternoons, absolutely. Now they have to float them. The old days we used to walk them through under the... It's all grown up.
And the other beach where Mike Stewart is much colder. The water is much colder there.
That's at his private beach. Yeah, that is freezing
cold. Yeah.
But he works on the beach. Yeah. Those horses are virtually in the water every day of their lives.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, you want to watch the full unabridged version? You go to our website www.goldcircle.co.za. You can watch the whole of This Shouldn't Happen. We're going to go and have a look at the plum of the week, and this was a plum.
Speed. Double Deluxe is now being asked to wake up. Savage is towards the inside. The outside, Larry Jack. Exclusive Quantities clear by 2 or 3. Very green though, but it's clear by 2 or 3. Down the inside of that one, Savage and Rocket Fire is trying to run on, but past the 200 and it's all over. Exclusive Quantity will win it by 3 to 4 lengths, and Exclusive Quantity comes home lonely. Second will go to Rocket Fire. Third, Aegean Air, I think, just got third from Savage.
Well, they backed a horse called Double Deluxe in the race. And really, if you're a form studier, you had to be with Exclusive Quality. It had beaten it a length and a half the time before. It looked like it had come on. When you saw it in the parade ring, the canter pass, this looked like a good thing. And this horse was, you could have got 3 to 1, 33 to 10, even 7 to 2 on Interbet. Because of the money for the dryer horse, this horse looked like the absolute business in the race.
Yeah, as you say, Tony Rivelin, he set some in the parade ring. They look magnificent.
You could just see.
It was glistering. And Brandon took it to the front, same as Anton, just controlled the race, gave it 1 or 2 flicks down the throat, and wow.
So that was the plum of the week. That was the one we had to go for during the week. Unfortunately, some of the others didn't win. Amber First was the biggest problem. But let's go and have a look and see what we're going to do and take a break, and we'll be back with current affairs.
Best race time odds, transparency of betting markets, friendly and super efficient staff, the ability to negotiate odds, a full service tote with no limits, which is very important for exotic players, loyalty program, speedy withdrawal of funds, full odds, multiple betting, and excellent in-play markets. These are just some of the many reasons that come to mind as to why I believe, as a serious punter, there is no online operator in South Africa that can realistically come close to matching what Interbet has to offer. Put simply, there's no other site like it, and the ability to negotiate odds adds to my fun and enjoyment. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Well, Magic Millions, take your hats off. You sold Winks, you sold Red Soul. But we got more on Winks later on. We're going to now start with, we had 2 feature races in Cape Town, and they started the big Cape season, and they were both very, very good races. Group 2 and a Group 3, and I can tell you, they had a lot of group horses in these races. The first was obviously the Fillies one, which was called the Cape, Western Cape Fillies Championship. And this race was remarkable in that the winner, Clouds Unfold, she's a What a Winter filly out of a Monjeur mare. And when you see how this one, Kev, this was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, let's have a watch the race, James. I mean, you've got to just say, as you say, so well bred.
Yeah.
Just for the records, as we spoke off air, between the fillies and the colts, she was 2 seconds faster than the colts.
Yeah, just over a second and a half faster. It's unbelievable.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the race, and let's have a look, and we can talk about it afterwards.
Okay, let's go and pick them up at the 800.
Can You Keep It Secret races just in behind that one. They're being followed by Helen's Ideal. New Voila back at the fence is 7-8 lengths off them as they start to stretch out. Santa Clara, the yellow cap, is racing in behind that. Annika races further back. She's about 10 lengths off them. Coral Bay is racing well back. She would be a dozen lengths off this leader. Shamrock Wind and Vastly Lover, the two at the back of the field. 600 metres left to go. They start to take this angle into the home stretch, and Celestial Storm is out on the lead. Up on the outside of her is Go the Distance racing back in second. Temple Graffin switches off the fence and comes to the outside for her run, and Juniper Spring between runners is also kicking on. Clouds Unfold is starting to unwind her challenge right up the outside. Can You Keep It Secret in behind those? Once again, they're plenty with chances. Temple Graffin, Clouds Unfold up towards the outside is coming home strongly. It's Temple Graffin and Clouds Unfold. These two left to fight it out, but it's Clouds Unfold who's claiming the advantage and going on well. And Clouds Unfold, pretty impressive, draws away from Temple Graffin. Santa Clara got up for third. Along the inside, Juniper Spring was further back. Behind them along the outside came Coral Bay, who flew home from the...
Well, for my 5 cents, that's maybe the best 3-year-old filly in South Africa. I mean,
she's got
really,
to start favourite in the Guineas.
She won really well.
She's a good filly. She can only improve on that, James. She ears pricked. Anton Marcus gave Temple Graffin a world-class ride. Was on the fence, pulled it out. And people must remember, this is they call it the old course. It's a short straight. It's a nippy track. You got to have also a bit of turn of foot, and that just showed it there. Can you imagine in that long straight in the fillies Guineas, if it draws in the first 5 or 6, sitting 5 or 6 lengths behind them, one off the fence. Some nice fillies around. Keep an eye there. Not just the winner. There's a couple over there. There's some nice fillies there. I think it's going to be a magnificent Cape Town season. You got to go down there. You better have your bombs.
Yeah, exactly. Right, we move on and saw the Cape Classic, which was the Grade 3, 1,400 metres. Now, Jay Ramsden has always been a top class trainer, and really the preparation he's given this horse has been absolutely perfect. It was drawn wide. Bernie rode a cracker. Let's go and pick him up at 800.
The lead has it by a length and a half to Pleased to Meet You races up in second. Lanza shows up just in behind those in third, and Clipper Captain's back at the fence in fourth. They being followed by Elusive Trader, who's deep on the outside of runners and starts to improve position. Cirillo is back towards their inside corners, about 4 lengths off the leader, being followed then by 7C. Sacred Arrow is deeper out with Lanza. They're in line for home now. They have just on 350 left to line. Pleased to Meet You runs a Twist of Fate over towards the inside. In behind that one, switching off the fence, Cirillo is now starting to come home strongly, but they've all got to get to Twist of Fate, who's still out in front by a length and a half. Cirillo is trying hard to cut back a deficit, but Twist of Fate is hanging tough, and Twist of Fate too good. Cirillo back in second. Pleased to Meet You third. Majestic Mozart came from a long way back to finish in behind those in fourth, and they were then followed by Sacred Arrow.
Well, Master of My Fate, out of a counter-action mare, 20 grand. Joey put this one together, the River Palace Racing Syndicate, and they must be in their element. This is a bloody nice horse.
He's a serious horse. There's a few serious horses there. You know, when you're drawn 13, that track you can do it. And Bernie, just pop it out, take it to the front, control it in front.
Yeah.
Won a good race, but a lovely action horse. James, another one, a beautiful action. And, they'll all be lining up for the Cape Guineas.
I was particularly impressed with Andre Nell's runner, Pleased to Meet You, the Karari. I thought this ran a very good race. He just looks like he needs a bit more ground, a bit more time. And
I think he won his first 2 starts, didn't he?
Won his first 2.
Won his first 2, and they've thrown him into a feature. A little bit, I think, wants the longer, the inside track.
Yeah.
A little bit tight for him on the outside track. Takes a bit of time to get going. Also drew 11. Didn't have everything his own way, but yeah, there's some very nice horses here, James. I think, as I said, I think the Cape season, we're in for a good one.
We're in for a good one. Well, we're in for good weeks racing because we've got the Breeders' Cup coming this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and it's going to be full broadcast TVG. GTV?
GTV, go GTV.
GTV or TVGs, that's the American
TVG,
bunch.
that's our opposition.
Yeah, that's our opposition to you guys. Okay, they're broadcasting the whole thing. Well, hopefully we'll get it to a teletrack. Always try and get these things on the screen. If they've got an agreement with them, we might even be able to bet into their pools. We'll wait for the announcement.
I'm sure you'll be able to bet into the pools. Normally very good like at teletrack, but yeah, the coverage and just to watch it all... I was there, James, on the Friday when Zenyatta won, and then the Saturday, and yeah, it's
you got beat in the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, I got beat where Nabel's running in the 2-4.
Yeah. Who beat you?
Conduit, Ryan Moore and Sir Michael Stout.
Didn't Murder give you one to go on? That was
different
Chicago.
Horse. Yeah, that was in Chicago.
Matthew got you in Chicago.
Yeah, they found me in Chicago. But just the racing is just so professional. I mean, you can go there with short pants on, slops. Everybody sits in the stands. There's the hot dogs, and you can go in the.
But this was Santa Anita, was it? Where were you?
I was in. This is Santa Anita. No, I wasn't at Santa Anita. I was at.
This is at Churchill.
Hollywood. I was in Santa Anita.
You were at Santa Anita.
This is Churchill Downs.
Churchill
this is where
Downs.
They run the
Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. So, but still, it's still the crowds they get there, James. In the morning, they're called Clocker's Corner. They have a place here called Clocker's Corner. You can go and see how fast the horses will go. There's hundreds of people there, and you meet the trainers and Bob Baffert and Chris McCarron, all the guys are there. How's it going? It's beautiful.
Well, Baffert's got West Coast in the big one, the Classic. But the guy who's got the favourite for the Classic is John Sadler. He's got a horse called Accelerate, which is the favourite for the Classic. And he's also got the favourite for the Dirt Mile. But I'll give you a winner, okay? Our Englishman, what's his name? Simon Crisford. He had the favourite for the Breeders' Cup Fillies last year, Moonshine Madness.
That's right.
Got rolled, completely rolled. But he's got one this year called Bellafina. Be with Bellafina. I'm telling you, it's a quality road filly. That's the bet of the meeting.
Well, we'll all be there. We'll all be watching, and it's one of those race meetings or race days. There's two of them, Friday and Saturday. You don't miss.
Yeah.
It's just quality racing from the start to the finish.
Okay, now let's move on to probably the most important South African news. There's a couple of bits of South African news, but Royal Meeting won the Grand Criterium, okay? It's by Invincible Spirit. Godolphin own it, trained by Sayed bin Sarua, and ridden by who else but our mate Christophe
Soumane, okay. Yeah.
Now won 2 from 2. But you know what the important part is? You know who the mother is.
Mother's...
Rock Opera.
Rock Opera. She was a star, yeah?
Yeah.
Just shows you. The blood is there.
That's Parker, Ascot Stud, Ashley and Rose Parker's family. Okay,
yes.
And they've got Van Halen is from the same pedigree, and Gulf Storm, 2 group horses. Okay,
so it's there.
Van Halen, Gulf Storm, and she's got a half brother by Shamadal on the ground. So, and this horse is
what sale will that go to, James?
Sorry,
what sale will that go to?
I'm not sure that they don't own her.
They might just
because
keep it.
Van Halen, Heavy Metal is the half brother who runs in Dubai, not the Heavy Metal Sean Terry had another one.
Yeah, the other one in Dubai.
That's by Exceed and Excel, Heavy Metal.
He won the Godolphin Mile last year.
That's right. Yeah. So this mare, Rock Opera, unbelievable South African mare on the big stage,
comes from nowhere, just boom.
Biggest Group 1 in France for 2-year-olds, Group 1 for colts,
fantastic.
And it's only its second start. Won 2 from 2 now.
Fantastic. I really take my hat off to these guys that they take their chances. They put a pedigree together and boom. I mean, now, can you imagine, they'll be lining up now for Rock Opera.
Yeah. Well, they're lined up already. The other one is Clouds of Cloth. You remember that filly Terry had?
Sean Terry, she's carrying her head high.
Yeah.
She's a little bit of a nutter.
She's in foal to. She's a Captain Al filly. She's in foal to Galileo, and she goes on the Goff's broodmare sale 22nd, 23rd of November. So that's another South African. You know,
she was very good. I remember she was a nutter.
Yeah. We've got a few for the death's notice, unfortunately. National Colour passed away, giving foal to a Schnitzel filly at Arrowfield. So National Colour was a great filly, great sprinting filly. Yeah. Sean Terry took him all over the world.
Yeah, I rode her in the Prix de l'Abbé
You rode her in that? Is that the one where they had the false start?
False start, so we had to go after the last race and go again. I've never been so...
What a nightmare. Because you had a chance in that race. If they didn't have the false start, you had a chance.
Where in a 5-furlong race like that, when everybody shouts false start and nobody stops, you must know. I thought it was a hoax. Everybody say false start, start pulling up.
You thought they were hoping all those pommy jockeys were trying to get you to pull up.
The rule in England and France is if it's a false start and you go past the winning post, you're automatically scratched. Oh. There was 26 runners 24 of us went past the post. Oh. So they said, they can't call the race null and void. They opened it up. They said, after the last race, you're willing to run again. One scratched.
Yeah.
And the rest of us all lined up again. We missed our flight back that night because we had to stay over. It was a headache. I missed my rides the next day to Mark. I was supposed to be at Kempton. We caught the train under the sea to get back. Couldn't even get on an aeroplane. It was France Fashion Week as well. The place was chock-a-block. And it was a headache. Anyway, I missed my rides on the Sunday as well. So eventually got back home, I think, Sunday night. And I said to Mark, you got to. If I tell you this, he said, no, what can you do? There's nothing you can do because you know how you travel in England.
Yeah.
You don't catch one train, you catch 7 trains.
Okay, the next one is probably, as far as English racing is concerned, very, very sad. Was Vichai, and his surname, he's the chairman of Leicester. Shiv Adaya Naprajna died in a helicopter accident.
Terrible.
He just started in racing. He had a lot of horses with Andrew Balding, Richard Hannon, Rafe Beckett, and he ran 3rd in the Grand Criterium for fillies with one of, I think, Andrew Balding's horses.
Sad loss to racing.
Terrible.
Sad loss.
And sad loss to Leicester,
Leicester too, yeah. I actually watched a program last night on Leicester when they won the league, how it went through. It was about our program. Was unbelievable, and it showed you a lot of him. I think it was a tribute of him, and he had an international model with him as well.
Yeah.
And the pilot and co-pilot were, were, I don't know if a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, were a couple. So it was a male and female husband, and it was him and this lovely international model in the plane. And I mean, the heli, and it took off, and he lost it so close. I mean, he wasn't high, and he, in the car park, of all places.
Yeah.
I mean, where did you die? I died in my own car park of my...
Oh, well, he doesn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know that, but I'm just saying, that's helicopters for you, so...
Well, I don't,
I love helicopters.
You never know when you're tired.
But when the fan goes off, you start sweating.
Cot Campbell, okay, he was Dogwood Stable.
That's correct.
He was the start of horses in syndication.
I can't believe that when you told me that. That must be something to be proud of, because it's a huge business today.
He was, funny enough, he was in some other business. He was in a marketing type business, and he decided, no, he's going to start syndicating horses. Loved horses. Went to a mate of his who had a very big publications, PRO company, and said, I want to start this. Sat there with him for 10 minutes. He said, well, start it. What are you talking to me for? You know what you want to do.
Do it.
He said, no, I want to do it with you. He said, no, you know what to do. Go and do it. So,
and look at it today. It makes it affordable for everybody.
Yeah. 91 years old, Dogwood Stables. Todd Fletcher trained for him. He had a classic winner, Palace Malice. So, that was sad. And the one bit of good news before we get on to Winks was Bernard Cantor's horse, Royal Rascal, dead heated in the St. Simon Stakes, which is a grade 3 over a mile and a half. And what did dead heat with? Morando, which was owned by the Leicester chairman. So they dead heated on Saturday in the St. Simon Stakes, or Friday it was. But that seems to be it. Obviously, the big news is the Breeders' Cup coming up. Oh. But we're going to be talking about Winks. So our friend Chook sent us a whole lot of information. So let's go through this Winks by numbers. So this is what you've got to think about before we go into watch Winks winning the 4th Cox Plate, unprecedented, and doing everything. 39 starts.
33 wins.
22 Group 1s.
Including the Cox Plate of 15, 16, 17, 18, which is at 29 consecutive wins.
Yeah, 1,294 days unbeaten.
69 individual Group 1 winners beaten.
$230,000 yearling purchase price at the 2013 Magic Millions Gold Coast yearling sale.
Lot 329 at that sale.
$22 million, $22.9 million in Australian prize money.
She's the world #1 ranking, but you earned $22 million. I think she's worth another $25 million. So you're sitting on a pot of gold here.
It's ridiculous.
And she's 7.
Yeah.
She's getting better.
They talk about retiring her. I wouldn't retire her. I'd race her again. She win another 4 or 5 million next year.
She had us to go for 4 races. They line them up 1, 2, 3. Give her a break. 1, 2. It's unbelievable. And you're getting $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a throw.
That's time. And now you can get appearance.
You can't lose value on it. The value's there.
No. Breeding Street Cry out of Vegas, Showgirl.
Yeah.
Coolmore, the breeders, and the buyer, Magic Bloodstock, Chris Waller, Hugh Bowman. There's no decision on her future. She'll have a 6-week break now, and then they'll decide if she'll race on or become a mum. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's Winx. Now, we're going to come back with your call, and we'll chat to you about it there. Well, we're going to give you full your call on Winx, the whole race, the whole Cox Plate. Before we do that, though, very interesting, Kev, and you've sat on horses all your life. You know about horses. What makes them go faster than other horses?
Their stride is longer.
No.
Not. Okay, their lungs are bigger.
Well, listen to this. Black Caviar had a stride length of 8.42 meters. She was a champion. You know what this filly's stride length is? Just average. 6.53 meters. She's just got an average stride length. But there's something called swing time, and sitting on a horse, you'll know what I'm talking about, is how quickly they get their legs back to each other. She has a swing time of 2.7 strides per second, okay? Most good horses have 2.4. And that's the
difference.
That's the difference. So now when you're sitting on them,
you can feel it.
You can feel a filly like Ipitombi.
You can feel
when
it.
It kicked into gear, they just quicken up, don't they? You call it quickening up, but what are they actually doing?
They're going faster. That's the bottom line. And they do it like this.
Yeah.
And you've hit the nail on the head, because I've read about that. Swing time. Their swing time goes faster.
Yeah. Swing time is how quickly they get there.
And when the commentator says the horse is just cruising along, they're using their action, and you can feel them, James. They're like, when you tell guys what's the difference between a good horse and, I don't want to say a bad horse, a good horse and an average horse, the actions, you can feel them. It's like driving a Mercedes-Benz, very comfortable and everything's fine, and then you get in an old Fiat that's come out of the rubbish dump with a flat tire, and it's dum, 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 dum. That's the only way I can explain it. But the swing time, you're 100% right. Their stride, how quick they get it back. But when you ask the good ones to quicken, pooh.
Okay, well, let's go and watch the greatest racehorse in the world. And I'm sorry to say to everyone in England, France, Ireland, everywhere else in the world, I'd hate to say Australia's got the best racehorse in the world. But watch this. It's a great movie and really, really was worth watching. If you didn't watch it on Saturday morning, watch it now. If you did watch it again. It's great fun. Winx.
They're ready, racing. And Winx from barrier number 6 began beautifully. D'Argento towards the inside began well. Kingsville Dreams out the back after a few strides. So they complete 100 metres. D'Argento on the inside of Ben Battle. They're not going fast. Rostropovich out 3 deep. Winx is settling a bit closer. Savvy Cope behind those horses. Further back of Villius the inside. A gap to Humidor. And Kingsville Dream is last of all. Out of the straight, 1,600 metres to run. D'Argento in front by 3/4 of a length. Ben Battle. Rostropovich is 3 wide early. Savvy Cope behind those horses 4th, and they were followed by Winks, who's got a lovely position at the moment. 5th one off the fence, 2 lengths of Villiers, Humidor. Kingswell Dream's going to be pulled up. Kingswell Dream is out of the race as they head to the back section now. 1,250 metres to go, so already some early drama. D'Argento joined by the international raider Rostropovich. A length and a half to Ben Battle, 3rd as they reach the 1,000 metres, and the speed's got a lot better. Savvy Cope is 4th on the inside, 2 for the back as Winks. They were followed by Avilius, and Humidor is last of all. Heading towards the top corner at the 850. It's D'Argento and Rostropovich together. A length and a quarter Ben Battle. Savvy Cope the inside as they reach the 750. Further back is Winks in plenty of air. A length and a half to Humidor, and Avilius the inside is last of all. 600 metres to go in the Cox Plate. Rostropovich just in front of D'Argento, Ben Battle. Now Bowman gets moving on Winks. She's only a length and a half to 2 lengths off the lead, followed by Savvy Cope. Rostropovich just in front of D'Argento, but here she comes, and the valley roars. Winks on the outside moves up, takes the lead from Ben Battle, then Rostropovich and D'Argento into the straight of the 200 metres. It's Winks in front by a length. Ben Battle's going with her. Winks 3/4, Ben Battle. Winks is staving off Ben Battle. Cometh the hour, cometh the legend. Greatness, Winks has done it. It's Equa Utopia. 2 lengths to Ben Battle. Humidor, then a gap to Avilius. Behind those horses, then Rostropovich, D'Argento. Savvy Cope and Kingswell Dream has been pulled up in the back straight. It's history at the Valley.
So that... Let's just take a moment to absorb what's just occurred. 29 wins straight, 22 at Group 1 level, 4 Cox Plates. It's fair to say that you and Team Winks have created another race that has stopped the nation.
I can't believe it, Chris. And I really thought in the build-up to this I'd get quite emotional. I am feeling emotional, but the electricity that came through my body when I turned into the home straight just then was something that I guess I only get to feel. But everyone watching, I don't know, I'm lost, but everyone watching gets so much joy and pleasure out of the superb ability of this wonderful horse. The fact that she's been able to do it so many times consecutively just speaks volumes for the management of her. But I just, what can I say?
How do you cope with the pressure, Hugh?
I really felt it this week, I'll be honest with you, more than I have before. On Thursday, I was really stressed. I rang a few close mates actually just to have a bit of a chat. I rang my cousin at home on the farm, Stuart, to talk about the cattle market, which I know nothing about. But look, I just try to do things to keep my mind occupied, and it was great coming riding last night. I know winning the Manikato and Brave Smash was a bit of a highlight, but it was just great to come to the races and go through the process of riding. It helped me really calm my anxiety, so to speak, and I felt pretty good today. And I'm just so proud to be a part of this fascinating story.
Oh, Huey, there's 40,000 people dressed in blue over there waiting for you. Go and give them what they want, mate.
Just a quick cheerio at everyone home in Ireland, all our family in Ireland, and all our family up at Donegal and across New South Wales. To my manager, Brian Haskins, who's been with me for 20 years, and my personal trainer, Trent Langlands. You guys have helped me be the best I can be, and we're all so lucky to come across such an amazing athlete in Winks. So everyone just enjoy. She's apples.
Saying she wouldn't blow out a candle. I mean, that sounds ridiculous. She looks as fresh as she was when she ran onto the track, and now she's about to come to the top of the straight. And there'll be a roar like we've rarely heard in any sporting stadium here in Australia. It's going to take his time, and why not, eh?
Absolutely. He needs to soak all of this in, because this really doesn't happen every day.
So these shots are going to go all around the world. This fabulous scene of this thoroughbred on the track with a jockey on her back, that connection between the two, and the adoring masses that have come here as one today. It was a complete unified nation that wanted this result, and they got it. She's beaten two terrific horses, Ben Battle and Humidor. She's beaten them comfortably. She's beaten them with all the panache we expected. And now this beautiful scene we'll see as he comes back along. The crowd so close they can nearly touch him.
Exactly what she's just achieved. She's just soaking this up. Look at her looking at the ground. Anyone who doesn't think that a horse understands what it has achieved, what she's achieved, they don't know a lot about horses.
So, Jason, you're right down there with Chris, and we see Peter Ty about to lead her back in. The Wonder Mare.
Chris, absolutely exceptional what we've just witnessed. Describe it through your eyes.
It certainly hasn't sunk in, so I'm just trying to keep myself collected, because when it sinks in, it's going to be very emotional.
You'll have an opportunity to reflect on a video that you just took, because you were so moved by the crowd, you filmed it.
Yeah, I did. It'll probably get buried for me.
Describe the last 800 metres through your eyes, because she was in the absolutely perfect spot.
Yeah, she was. Going past the straight the first time, I was a little bit concerned she might get put 3 wide, but it all just unfolded very well. She got cover. The speed wasn't too strong, and if anything, they were going a bit slow. She only performs under pressure, so that was my only concern. But to see her unleash as she does, I was looking for Humidor coming off her back and seeing how the others were travelling, but she had them covered a long way from home.
And I'm watching the emotion from all of your staff. This huge team that is. Can you describe what it feels like to be the captain of this amazing team?
Undescribable. They all did great jobs. Not just the wings, but even just all the media, the fans. It's just gone to a whole new level. And as I say, we're not trained to deal with it, but thanks to everybody.
And does it mean so much more when you look around and you see, have a look at the scenes here, how much she means to us in Australia, your adopted country?
It's pretty special. I can't say much more. I'm gassed. Lucky the horse has got more petrol than me.
You've been amazing this week, mate. Will you get a moment at all to sit back and actually just have some Chris time?
Yeah, I will. Speak to this man first when I get a chance, but the next week will be unbelievable. Thank you.
Well, Bruce, tell you what, why don't you go and grab a very happy Huey Bowman and Chris alongside him as well, the dynamic duo.
Well done. Thank you very much. I was just saying, it's a huge thrill. To win any Cox Plate's great. It's massive in our sport. To have the following of Australia, the world, even following of our staff, owners, Huey's people, it really is something special, and we're just privileged to be in her life. It's as simple as that.
Chris, thank you. Not only congratulations, but thank you. I'll chat to Huey, who's wonderful. It was a wonderful ride. You've done an incredible job, Chris. Oh, Huey, eh? And Christine. So, Kate, you're Huey's sister, eh?
Yes, amazing. It's unbelievable.
and all the Bowmans, and the Wallers as well. What a moment. I mean, this is such a team, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sensational. They're just amazing. I don't know how they manage it, but they're just, everybody's perfect.
Christine?
It's amazing.
Oh, they love their dad, and just so proud to be here today to witness that, that amazing. She did it in a canter. Have you ever seen anything like it, Bruce?
I haven't.
I haven't either, never in a million years. Not even all the way from Ireland, never. It's crazy. Oh, can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
I think it sums it up, Huey. How good's this to have the closest people in your life around you on this day of days?
Yeah, Bruce, you know what? They've been here all week with us, and I've actually felt the build-up this week more than previously. I guess it's become a reality what a sensation this horse is across Australia, across the world. And yeah, to have them here all week has been amazing, and thanks to my wife, Christine, for making the effort to have them here. And, Paige won't quite understand yet. Bambi might.
How old's Bam?
Bambi's 5 next month. Paige is 3, aren't you?
And after 3, I'm going to turn 4.
Yes, you are. No, it's very special, and look, we're so proud to be a part of sporting history in Australia with this wonderful horse.
You gave her a beautiful ride, Huey. From us watching it, it felt slightly less tense because she looked like she was in the right spot all the way.
Yeah, and that was my concern. I just didn't quite know how the race was going to be run. I mean, the 2 speed horses I felt were the overseas horses, so it was difficult for me to predict before the race the pace of the race, and it worried me a bit. But look, as soon as I get on it, no matter how worried I am, once I get on and out on the track, and the feeling here at Moonee Valley with this electric crowd going to the start, believe it or not, it actually relaxed me, and I felt like I was in the zone, and she was so comfortable today. I think it was the most relaxed she's been here at Moonee Valley, and the race, I can honestly say I just sat there and enjoyed it like everybody else.
And that moment on the home turn when we all knew what was going to happen, how did that feel?
When I let her go, I heard the crowd roar, and the reaction was electric. And then when I asked for full effort at the 200-metre mark, she must have put a gap on them because the crowd just erupted, and it was a feeling that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
And so will we. Congratulations. We've never had a day like it, Huey or Christine. There's never been one like it. We'll probably never see it again, Huey.
Thanks, Bruce.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hamish?
Thanks very much, Bruce. Jim, come in. Your boy did good, Mandy. Really good.
He certainly did. He did very well today. We're so proud of him. And what a magic day to be here. What a wonderful horse and wonderful atmosphere.
You would have been feeling anxious for Hugh, making sure that he got it all right, and he absolutely nailed it.
Exactly. Yep.
You said to me before, it's just good sport.
Yeah, it is. Lovely to watch. Wonderful.
That's as emotional as he gets, Jim.
Yes, it is. It is as emotional. I've been tearing up, but he doesn't get emotional. He does.
Behind the scenes, how has Hugh been?
We're fantastic. Relaxed and working hard.
Give your boy a hug. Rito, yours.
Well, Deb, please describe what this feels like for us mere mortals.
I can't. I don't know. I've never had a feeling like this. I had 3 beautiful daughters, and I thought that was euphoria. This is very similar. It's very similar to that. But what an astounding mare we've got. 4 Cox plates. 4 in a row, year after year, from that amazing, magical man that gets her here year after year. Without Chris's great work, she wouldn't get here. Umit, Ben, Candice, Chris, Hugh, all of them. Oh, look at that. That's priceless. She is amazing. This is amazing. And
Peter Ty joins me to repeat the reaction of the crowd. I mean, that for you as the owner just must be amazing.
Worth the price of admission, mate, isn't it? To come here and listen to that and see everybody having as good a time as we are. So, we love it. And the more they enjoy it, the more we enjoy it. And we're glad that our girl can bring this much joy to so many people.
Raw 500 metres out, Deb. Will you ever forget that?
Never. Moonee Valley, Cauldron, it's just sensational. You feel it from your feet up.
Thanks so much for bringing her to us. Please don't let it stop ever.
We'd like to keep it going forever, but we can't have this feeling forever.
Excuse me for a moment. I just want to take over because there's a man here that needs to apologise.
This is Matt Chapman, of course, who said that Winks was beating up on nothing.
Do you know what? He'll probably still say Ben Battle's not that good at home. Rostopovic, he still won't think she's the world's best, but by God, in my book, she is. So there you go, Matt. They came, we conquered. Bring on anything you want to bring here. She is amazing, and please, just look at how she does it and appreciate what she's done. You don't have to agree. You don't have to say an apology. Just watch and look and see and feel. There you go.
Must be about time for an advert break now, mustn't it? Look, I don't think I need to say anything. Winks has said everything we need to know. And I tell you what, she's not only brilliant, you guys are brilliant for this sport. Well, beautifully said. Please keep enjoying it. Home. Oh, isn't she extraordinary?
She is extraordinary. Richo, we've spoken to the Bowmans, we've seen the great mare, but there's a very cool trainer behind the scenes that just makes sure everything's meticulous, your husband.
Yeah, he does. He's a bit of a perfectionist, but it's about one horse today, and she is the best in the world, and there's a lot of controversy, but if you want to beat her, come to us. We don't have to prove anything. She's done everything to us. That's it.
And Chris's father was trying to get here and couldn't.
Yeah, his parents aren't here today, so special hi to them. He's too unwell to travel, and he would love to be here more than anything. And our kids are at home watching on TV, so hi to them. But yeah, let's celebrate.
Do they understand what your father and the team's done?
No, they think they're going to get KFC for dinner and Dad brings home a trophy. Woo!
It's a family affair to see Hugh with the kids, Mr. and Mrs. Bowman. It's such a wonderful day. Congratulations. I know behind the scenes you've played a big role.
Hey, look, I'm the mother of his children and I'm his wife. And, you know,
Your World of Winners is now online at www.teletrack.com. Simply subscribe to log into your account from any mobile device in South Africa and access a wide variety of content from our membership package options. Listen in via a live audio stream, catch live racing locally and internationally, or view a wide variety of Teletrack magazine shows to stay informed and updated on the go at any time. It's never been easier. Go to teletrack.com now.